carbohydrates or cellulose, they have the same kind of similar structure as maybe a single sugar. Do you think we could use that as a feedstock instead of hydrocarbons? Would we be able to replace things like fiberglass with these fibers? Would we be able to create maybe a biorefinery instead of a refinery? Step 2. I want you to dream bigger. Country to dream big, even bigger, even bigger. I want you to think of solutions that don't even possibly exist, because that's what engineers do. Engineers dream about bridges that don't even appear physically possible. Engineers dream about vessels that hold millions of tons of water back and create energy for millions of people. Engineers dream about machines that can fly, that can defy gravity. So in lab 2 was presented with this particular picture. These are the kinds of things we were dreaming about. A car whose body is made out of biofibers. A car whose body is actually improved by the use of biofibers because these materials are lighter weight than fiberglass. We dream about buildings. We dream about buildings that use those biomass, those biomaterials, to improve their environment. So there's less off-pressure and to help even improve efficiency because natural materials provide better insulation than the alternatives. We dream about green chemicals. We dream about using these materials in different applications in that normal economy. And we dream about all of the things that we can replace with carbohydrates or cellulose instead of hydrocarbons. So what's the next step? Step 3. Build a team. Engineers learn very early on that we can't solve all of those problems by ourselves. Unfortunately, I never will, but we don't do it. We often take big problems and we divide them into smaller tasks and divide them among our team. We also realize that not all problems can be solved by fluid mechanics and thermodynamics. There are a lot of complex parts that also go into finding solutions. Things like social, environmental implications to these problems. And so you need a whole team of people from all sorts of walks of life, from all sorts of professions, to come together to solve that problem that you're trying to address. You need artists, you need engineers, you need economists, you need all sorts of different people. So what we did, for example, in my team, we've actually created a network called the Alberta Bacterial Development Center. In this network, I have access to engineers, I have access to scientists, I have access to entrepreneurs, I have access to growers, farmers. I talk to all sorts of people every day. I'm not just working with engineers. And together, we're able to create a whole value chain solution to this particular problem. We often say that our logo is from seed to final product. So I have agronomists and workers on the front end answering questions for me like, this straw does this and provides these functional properties. Is there some way that we can maybe breed those properties to the end? Can we enhance those properties from a plant or from some way of harvesting it? And the next person I have in my mind is the person that processes it. So how do we process these materials then? What do we choose? How do we create this value chain? And then the next person is actually how do we build these prototypes and all kinds of stuff. And nobody can actually practice it. I need people who can see the value in this product, and have enough energy and spirit to actually create it into a business. Because we can create all sorts of really cool prototypes and all sorts of really cool concepts. But unless someone's actually willing to commercialize it, it really doesn't mean a lot at the end of the day. Step 4. Make it happen. You can ask questions, and we can dream of all sorts of solutions, and we can have this fantastic network of people that you enjoy going to begin with. Engineers love being available. We really do have to stop at that particular point. But this is not going to happen unless you make it happen. So this is what I love talking about this stuff because this is what my team has made happen. It's a company down in Calgary called Competence. Competence is actually a drilling firm company. It's a company in the oil and gas side. And we sold an erosion control product on the phone. So erosion control is that stuff that you see sprayed onto the solid plate in the left-hand speeder, and it's going to keep that material stuck to the side of the so that it doesn't humor. This company thought, we have a bunch of chemistry background and a bunch of knowledge. We think we can make this product better. And so they were interested in that, and they developed this new product. And they took it down to the Competence campus. During monsoon season, these tunnels they sprayed on the glowing house held up better than anything this time that come off their wings before. This product works 20% better than anything else in the market. It's just incredible. And so now, this company down in Calgary is actually commercializing. They're building a factory to manufacture this product. It's actually going to send a lot of it's going to be sent out to the community. This is another really cool story. A scientist I work with invented a product called Oriented Straw Strand Block, OSSD. So traditionally, OSD is made from wood. But the scientists I work with saw straw and said, I think we could test this into wood. And I think it'll actually decrease some functional properties of this material. And so when we created this product, when we went through the whole engineering design phase, we actually got hooked up with an entrepreneur who decided to commercialize it in China because in China we don't have a lot of trees. And you can imagine what's happening in China with the growth of the food and having the hunger in its form. And now they can use this OSSD to build a lot of those houses and different buildings. This particular building that I took was at the Asian Expo a few weeks ago, and this entire structure is built from OSSD. Finally, this one is our point longboard. So this, we use small fiber, and we put it in our resin. And so this is actually what's called a biocomposite. And this is real cool, and I love this product, and it's a lot of fun to work with it. And you can only imagine that it's probably has a lot of popularity between boys and the ages of 13 to 20, right? I mean, that's a lot of them. But what this actually proves is we were able to test the properties of this and prove the biocomposites were actually able to do what they needed to do in terms of strength. And now we can actually do the next step, which is change into that product company, right? So now we're looking at a company like Calgary that's trying to build a car body and a platform. And it's about plastic and concrete. So it's just an incredible story. So what's the story on that? Right? I hope today that I really have gotten you excited about talking about engineering. I hope that some of you that you know engineers wanting to come out. More importantly, what I hope that I got across today was that innovation can happen. Innovation is possible in both of us. Okay? Innovation happens when a problem presents itself, and we find the solution by asking questions and dreaming big and building a team that's going to get us there and making it happen. Because when all that comes together, we can spin strong with it.